Ah, Messina, a place full of music, mischief, and misunderstandings. A sun-kissed haven where the air is thick with the sweet scent of romance and the sharp tang of intrigue. Here, in the heart of Italy, the stage is set for a comedic tale that weaves together the threads of love, deception, and wit. This is the setting of Shakespeare's timeless classic, Much Ado About Nothing, a play where love is not a gentle journey, but a lively dance, filled with feints, parries, and unexpected turns, where hidden affections are masked by playful banter, and the truth can be a tricky thing to pin down. In this world, laughter and love go hand in hand, and a single rumor can send ripples through the tranquil waters of Messina. In Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing, love hides behind banter, truths behind trickery, and all it takes is one rumor to turn comedy into chaos. The story begins when soldiers return victorious, among them young Claudio and witty Benedick. Their return to the sun-drenched streets of Messina sparks two very different love stories. Claudio, the gallant young soldier, finds his heart captured by the gentle and virtuous hero. His love is pure, innocent, and immediate, like the first blush of dawn. On the other hand, we have Benedick, a man known more for his sharp wit than his romantic inclinations. Benedick's interactions with Beatrice, hero's sharp-tongued cousin, are filled with quick retorts and clever barbs. Yet, beneath their merry war of words, could there be a flicker of affection? These two romantic threads, one sweet and earnest, the other fiery and complex, weave together to form the heart of this delightful play. But Benedick, he's more interested in trading insults with Beatrice, hero's sharp-tongued cousin. Their friends see the sparks and hatch a plan. It's almost as if they're in a secret mission, each playing their part to perfection. They see the potential for love between Benedick and Beatrice, hidden beneath the surface of their witty exchanges. The friends decide to set a trap, a harmless trap made of words and whispers, designed to lure our unsuspecting pair into the arms of love. So they trick Benedick and Beatrice, those masters of banter and barbs, into believing that they are in love with each other. The friends plant seeds of doubt, hinting at hidden feelings and unspoken affections. They whisper sweet nothings into Benedick's ear, painting a picture of a Beatrice so smitten she can hardly sleep. They tell Beatrice that Benedick is hopelessly, irretrievably in love with her, that he pines for her when she's not around. Benedick, the sworn bachelor, and Beatrice, the self-proclaimed cynic, are both caught in this web of words spun by their friends. The seed of an idea, once planted, begins to grow. They start to see each other in a new light, questioning their feelings and their resolve. Could it be? Could they really be in love? Their interactions change. The banter becomes softer, the insults less sharp. There's a new tenderness in their words, a new warmth in their demeanor. The love trap has been sprung, and our unsuspecting targets are caught hook, line, and sinker. But this is not a simple case of deception. This is a mirror held up to their own feelings, a gentle push towards acknowledging what was already there. Their friends didn't plant the seeds of love, they merely watered the ones that were already present. They tricked Benedick and Beatrice into believing what was true all along. Suddenly, all that witty arguing starts to feel a little more personal. The barbs are not as pointed, the retorts not as biting. There's a hint of affection in their words, a softness in their eyes. The love trap has worked its magic, redefining their relationship in the most unexpected of ways. But not all is well. Don John, the jealous brother of the prince, spreads a wicked rumor. He is the villain of our tale, a bitter man with a chip on his shoulder and a knack for sowing discord. With a twisted sense of delight, he concocts a lie that could shatter the joyous atmosphere of Messina. A lie about innocent Hero, the sweet girl who has captured Claudio's heart. He sets his plot in motion, spinning a web of deceit and using his own henchman, Borachio, as the bait. The stage is set for an act of treachery that would turn a comedy into a tragedy. He convinces Claudio and the prince that Hero has been unfaithful, that she has given her heart to another man, tarnishing her honor and reputation. The lie is as poisonous as a serpent's bite, and it doesn't take long for it to take hold. The seed of doubt is planted in Claudio's heart, and it grows, fueled by Don John's insidious words. This is the power of a lie, my friends. It can turn love into suspicion, trust into betrayal, and joy into despair. And then the day of the wedding arrives. A day that should have been filled with love and laughter becomes a stage for public humiliation. Claudio, feeling betrayed and hurt, decides to confront Hero at the altar. Instead of vows of love, he hurls accusations, shaming Hero in front of the entire assembly. The joyous celebration turns into a tragic spectacle. The lie has done its work, leaving in its wake a trail of broken hearts and shattered dreams. But remember, this is a comedy, and in a comedy, all is not lost. There is always hope, and the truth has a way of revealing itself. And at the wedding, Claudio shames Hero in front of everyone. Hero faints from grief. Her family pretends she's dead to hide her away, and wait for the truth to surface. At this point in our tale, the beautiful and innocent Hero, heartbroken by Claudio's harsh accusations, collapses in a swoon that is mistaken for death. In a turn of events that could only happen in a Shakespeare play, her family decides to play along. They announce her death to the world, hoping that this tragic news will bring about some remorse, and ultimately, the truth. Leonardo, Hero's father, is utterly devastated. He's lost his daughter to a lie, a vile rumor spread by a man with a heart as dark as a moonless night. Yet he clings to a sliver of hope. He believes, as only a father can, that Hero's innocence will eventually shine through. In the meantime, Hero is hidden away. She's alive, but she's not living. She's become a ghost in her own life, waiting in the shadows, hoping for justice. But truth, as they say, is stranger than fiction. And in this case, it comes from the most unlikely source. Enter our comic relief, the Watchmen. These characters, as clumsy as they are earnest, stumble upon the truth quite by accident. They overhear Borachio, Don John's henchman, boasting about the role he played in Hero's downfall. This revelation doesn't come a moment too soon. The Watchmen, with their bumbling ways, bring this crucial information to light. They expose Don John and his villainous plot for all to see. The truth, like the dawn, breaks slowly. It seeps into the hearts of those who were quick to judge, filling them with remorse and regret. The truth, once buried in a web of lies, now stands tall and unchallenged. Meanwhile, two bumbling watchmen accidentally overhear Don John's evil plan, and slowly, the truth comes to light. Claudio, full of guilt, agrees to marry a masked bride to make amends, only to discover it's Hero, alive and forgiving. The surprise on his face is as clear as a summer's day in Messina. Overwhelmed with relief and joy, he swears his undying love. It's a moment as sweet as the ripest peach, full of joy and relief. But wait, there's more. Remember our witty Benedick and sharp-tongued Beatrice, the pair who never missed a chance to trade barbs or challenge each other's wit? Well, it seems their friend's little trick worked better than anyone could have imagined. After much ado, they too find themselves at the altar, exchanging not just witty remarks, but vows of love. And so, in this charming corner of Messina, love returns triumphant, proving that sometimes the winding path of wit and banter can indeed lead to the sweetest of destinations. And Beatrice and Benedick, after all the bickering, they finally admit it. They're in love, too. Much ado. About Nothing isn't just a rom-com. It's a story about the power of words. Words that playfully banter, words that cruelly deceive, and words that passionately profess love. This tale spins around the three vital themes: deception, reputation, and love. Deception is the fuel that feeds the drama. It's the spark that ignites the conflict. It's the trick that makes Benedick and Beatrice fall in love, and the lie that almost ruins Hero's life. Reputation, for these characters, is as fragile as a glass slipper, as precious as a crown jewel. A single untruth can shatter a reputation, just as it nearly does for Hero. Yet amid the chaos, love blooms. Love that is teased out through jest, love that survives false accusations, love that waits patiently for truth to prevail. How love can grow through laughter, how lies can ruin reputations, and how sometimes the truth needs a little help to shine.